Hey everyone! Well, it's been a long summer, and I don't know about you, but I'm ready for a drink. And even though summer's coming to an end, I feel like something beachy, fruity, and delicious. So that's why I decided we're gonna go with the Mai Tai. So before we take a look at the history of the specific cocktail, we need to examine the rise of something called Tiki Culture, which began to spread in America beginning in 1934, thanks in large part to a man named Ernest Beaumont Gaunt, better known as Don Beach. It was in that year, 1934, when Beach opened his first tiki bar called Don's Beachcomber Cafe in Los Angeles. As with a lot of trends in America throughout the 20th century, tiki culture was based on something real. Gaunt, or Beach, traveled through the Caribbean and the South Pacific and found himself inspired by the aesthetics he found there. The rum, the waves, the colors, the fruit, and more. So when he opened Don's Beachcomber in 1934, he wanted to pay homage to that. He used things he had collected from his travels to decorate the small bar, and the first tiki bar was born. In 1934, with the country only just emerging from the chaos of Prohibition, Beach designed a menu based almost entirely around rum. It was cheap, there was lots of it, and it fit with his tropical theme, so really, it was a no-brainer. His most famous creation, the Zombie, required no less than 3 different kinds of rum. His drinks were fruity and delicious, but they could also put you under the table. In the 1930s, the combination of powerful, delicious drinks and the chance to escape into a pseudo-tropical fantasy really appealed to Americans living through the Great Depression. In the 1940s and 50s, the tiki culture craze took off. Much of this was due to the fact that many American soldiers had spent time in the South Pacific, and romanticized fascination with that part of the world followed many of them home and spread. This is where a guy by the name of Victor Bergeron enters the story. Bergeron is probably better known by the name Trader Vic. Bergeron had a restaurant of his own in Oakland, California, called, of course, Trader Vic's. According to cocktail legend, it was here, in 1944, that the drink was first created. He wanted to design something to show off a prized rum of his collection, a J. Ray and Nephew Jamaica rum. He made the drink for some friends visiting from Tahiti, who allegedly proclaimed, in Tahitian, that it was the best drink they'd had. The shortened version of what they said is, you guessed it, Mai Tai. And so, the Mai Tai was created, enjoyed, and christened. But not so fast. There was, of course, a bit of controversy. Don the Beachcomber long claimed that Trader Vic stole the recipe for his famous QB cooler, tweaked a thing or two, and passed it off as his Mai Tai. But Bergeron hit back, saying, "Anyone who thinks I didn't create this drink is a dirty stinker." So I'll leave it at that. By the late 1960s and into the 70s, the Vietnam War was on everyone's mind, and suddenly the celebration of the beach lifestyle started to fall out of fashion. At the same time, social awareness surrounding the treatment of indigenous people started to make some people uncomfortable with tiki culture in general and the appropriation involved. And as all trends do, it faded away. Though you can still find tiki bars tucked away, providing people a colorful, rum-soaked escape from the stresses of everyday life. Okay, so to make a Mai Tai, you need a lot. I'm not gonna lie, you need quite a few things. So first you need ice, which we're gonna crush in a minute. And for the glass, which you can have cubed or iced, you're gonna need a shaker. You're gonna need lime juice from a fresh lime, as well as a lime wheel for a garnish. Alcohol, you actually need orange curacao. You need white rum. You need dark rum. And then you need something traditionally called orgeat, which is an almond syrup, which you can make traditionally using almonds, sugar, and rose water. I couldn't find orgeat, I'm not gonna lie. In fact, I could not find almond syrup anywhere in this town. So I'm not being correct here, but what I'm using is amaretto syrup, which has a nice almond flavor. So if that's what you have, use it. That's what started this video series in the first place, was using what you have in your house. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna crush the ice. Okay, So you pour your crushed ice in your martini shaker or your cocktail shaker. It's not just for martinis. Okay, orange curacao. You're going to take 3/4 of an ounce. So your white rum, you're going to take about 1.5 ounces. So your orgeat, or in my case, your amaretto syrup, you're gonna do about 1/2 ounce. It sure smells almondy. If you want to buy the actual almond syrup or orgeat, Amazon's a good way to go. Now don't forget your lime juice. Fresh squeezed is best, so I'm just going to take this whole 1/2 of a lime. You want about 3/4 of an ounce. I'm not sure exactly how much I'm getting out of this. I might just squeeze the rest of this lime just to be sure I have enough. You can never have too much lime when you're talking about tropical drinks. Okay, so then we tightly place our lid on the shaker and we shake. I think that should do it. Okay, and then you pour it over ice in a smaller glass like this, but whatever glass you have will work. Okay, and you're not done. The last thing you're going to do is you're going to add 1/2 ounce of the dark rum. You're gonna just float it over the top of your drink here. Should give it a nice darker look kind of at the top. Mine's not gonna look perfect, but that's okay. So for a garnish, you're gonna take a sprig of mint, kind of plop it in there. Your lime wheel, you can just kind of set it in there or you can put it on the edge, however you want. And there you go. It's a Mai Tai. We did it. It's pretty good. So the rise of tiki culture and the fall of tiki culture is a super interesting topic to read about, and I highly recommend it. I'm gonna link an interesting book that I came across in my research for this video that examines it with kind of a cynical eye. Either way, whether good or bad, it gave us some delicious beverages, and it never hurts to escape our troubles for a little bit and pretend we're in a tropical paradise. So knowing that winter's coming soon, why not celebrate with a delicious rum-infused beverage? Cheers. Happy Labor Day weekend, everyone. Why is it so blue?